Hello, and welcome to this bite-sized edition of the Alternative News Podcast with James. Just James, no Tom today. Sadly, Tom can't be with us. He's told me he's got a new job, working for the fire service, working for the local fire brigade. So yeah, he's doing that job today. His job is actually going out into public spaces, checking that the fire alarms are working and the smoke alarms and all the plug sockets are safe and things like that. He's told me today he's at a local department store and he's checking all of these appliances in ladies' changing rooms. And basically, because he can't go into the ladies' change rooms, being a man, he's basically got a very, very long selfie stick with a camera on the end, and he can put it into the changing rooms and take pictures of all the safety devices, to check they're compliant with fire safety laws and all that kind of stuff. Sounds all above board, I was thinking, sounds a bit dodgy this, but no, I trust Tom. So yeah, he's doing that today. He's snapping away in ladies' changing rooms. Sadly Tom can't be with us. You're left with me today. This is a bite-sized edition, and this is a new format, and we're going to use to kind of keep people up to date with the latest goings on, or random amazing news, weird news, facts on this days, and all stuff like that. Kind of roughly in line with the podcast, because we struggle to dedicate more than an hour a month, or an hour of recording a month, and then all the producing and editing of that episode and promoting it. We've got full-time jobs, families. Tom's obviously, taking pictures of ladies' changing rooms. We find it hard to commit any extra time. So this is just a quick way we can do a quick 5-10 minute recording of some amazing news, weird news, all the kind of features that we do. Release something every week, and then it just keeps you guys ticking over until the feature length, the full length 1 hour show drops each month. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy it. This is the first one we're recording. Please, obviously, if you have any feedback or anything else you'd like us to cover in the main podcast or some of the smaller features on these types of episodes, and please get in touch, usual route on Twitter, or please leave us reviews and feedback and follow us on your platform, your podcast platform. That'll be great. So I'm going to cover off some weird news, and some weird news as some people will have heard on various podcasts. Tom last Christmas bought me the Mammoth Book of Weird News, and it is hundreds and hundreds of pages of weird news. So I'm just going to cover 3 stories that are in this book, and it's called The Mammoth Book of Weird News by Jeff Tibbles. So yeah, if you like the sound of it, then go out there and buy it. The first story, the headline, it's an animal-related weird news, and the headline reads, and just by the way, I'm not going to do any puns, because the puns we like to do on the actual full-length podcast are all kind of off the cuff, whereas obviously I could have spent like 15 minutes making these up, writing a list. So it's not about that. The puns are about making them up on the spot, so I'm not going to do any puns. But please, once again, you can make some puns and send them over. That'd be great. So first weird news is an animal one, and the headline reads, "Donkey jailed for assault." And we've had one of these before. There was a goat, was it in Nigeria, who was sent to prison for an armed robbery. This is actually in Mexico, and the donkey spent 3 days in jail in May 2008 for assault and battery. The animal was locked up along with drunks and other thieves after it bit and kicked 2 men. It was finally released when its owner paid a fine of $36 plus the injured men's hospital fees. 2 months earlier, the police had thrown a bull in the slammer after it devoured corn crops and destroyed 2 wooden vending stands. They've obviously, in this part of Mexico, they have got a real problem with mischievous animals. So that's now a bull, a donkey, and a goat that have been in prison for their offences. It's obviously on the increase, so yeah, watch out for any dangerous animals. The second weird news. Man caught having sex with vacuum cleaner. A Polish building contractor working at a London hospital was sacked in 2008 after being caught having sex with a canister vacuum cleaner bearing the design of a happy smiling face. We all know what brand of vacuum that is, don't we? I find it... I mean, I know these... I could say the brand, can't I? Henry Hoover's. They're quite commonplace, aren't they, in offices and factories because of their their sucking power. Yeah, it's probably where I wonder if, and obviously the face look. Anyway, a security guard spotted the man in the staff canteen naked and on his knees with Henry the Hoover. Oh right, so I can say it because I've got it in the book. When challenged, the man claimed he was simply vacuuming his underpants, which he said was common practice in his native country. So, for any of our Polish listeners, turn the Hoover off, and just tell us if that's common practice in Poland, because this man says it is. Final weird news. Trouble in the wind section. So this is Ken Lawrence, an oboist with the Kansas City Symphony Orchestra, and he was suspended in 1994 after one of the horn players complained that he had farted loudly during a rehearsal for the Nutcracker, creating an overpowering smell. I mean, at first I thought, well, maybe it was just generally his instrument, because some of those, if you blow them just right, they will make a. Do you know what I mean? But it's accompanied by a smell, so maybe it was a genuine fart. But I mean, it's not enough to get someone kicked out, is it, of the orchestra? I mean, sometimes you've got to go, haven't you? This is about 10 years ago. I went to the theatre to watch a Alice in Wonderland production, and this was I'd been out drinking heavily the night before, and when I have that, my tummy isn't very happy, and I don't mean in a kind of a horrible way. It gurgles and makes a lot of noises and a lot of wind. I mean, you know, sorry I put that image and that sound and that thought in your head, but I do get a gurgly tummy after a night on the pop. Anyway, it was the day after, and we were obviously at the theatre, and it has moments been very quiet, and I spent the last half of the program of the production just coughing ferociously to hide what sounded like farts, and I wasn't passing wind. It was just my tummy was making that much noise and compressing wind inside. It did sound like I was farting. Yeah, it was kind of the second worst option. Obviously, you don't want to make it sound like you're farting in those types of places, but I was coughing for like a good half an hour, much to the annoyance of a lot of the paying public who were there. But I'm sorry, and I've never sweated so much in my life. I was just sweating through embarrassment, and I just wanted the ground to swallow me up. It was horrible. So ever since then, I've avoided going to the theatre. I only go to loud venues that could cover up the gurgling tummy. So, that's enough of me. That's 3 weird news stories from my mammoth book of weird news. Keep checking back for these little 10-minute bursts of delight and wonderment. Hopefully we'll release one of these a week, and then once a month we'll still carry on with a bigger feature-length, full-length episode with amazing news, weird news, what the book was at, fact or fake, classic albums. We have got a couple of new features lined up. I mean, I'm saying this, you might be listening to this in like 2040 or something. It's actually, if you are, it's today's May the 6th, 2022. There's no point telling me we're coming up with new features, because if you listen to this in 20 years' time, then you'll probably have heard all the features. And it would be very, very unlikely we're still doing the podcast in 20 years' time. So, please follow us on Twitter. Follow and subscribe on your podcast platform as well. Thanks everyone. And myself and Tom, when he's finish hanging around ladies' change rooms. We'll speak to you all again soon. Thanks. Bye.